Hi, Jeff Price here. Welcome to Season 3 of Telling Tales. We have brand new stories for you. We'll take you from the Sahara Desert and time travel to a dystopian future. We'll meet up again with John Paul Doherty and Mary McGlade. Now, all the stories are free to download, and if you enjoy them, why not buy me a cup of coffee? The link is on the podcast front page. I hope you enjoy them. Gibbet Hill. The offices of countrywide estate agents dominated the high street of Ripon. Its slick, modern exterior clashed with the sandstone Edwardian fronts of the restaurants and tourist shops of this busy market town. You're viewing at the cottage in Melmansby at 10. Mrs. Barton has specifically asked for you. You seem to be building a reputation for yourself, Scarlett. Who's Mrs. Barton? She didn't like her boss, Bob Thatcher, but she needed the work and she just smiled. Contacts, Bob. You told me that's what this business is all about. Scarlett had actually no idea who Mrs. Barton was, but Bob didn't need to know that. Okay, go get him, girl. Bob handed her the property keys and at the same time put his arm around Scarlett's shoulder. Scarlett grabbed her sales files and quickly made her way towards the door. See you, she said as she forced a weak smile and muttered the word slime ball under her breath as she swept out of the office, waving goodbye to the other agents. The cottage at Melmanby had been on the market for over a year. It had been a holiday home for a couple from London who hardly ever visited. It was tiny, needed a lot of work done, and Bob was increasing the commission on it, as well as getting the owners to drop the price, but it still wasn't selling. Scarlett's Range Rover made its way down the rutted track that led to the cottage, and already she could see a car parked outside. Ooh, that's a good sign. She's keen, she thought. Maybe today will be a lucky day. Grace watched as Scarlett got out of the car and walked towards her. Bob, she thought, is right. She's gorgeous. There was a confidence about her that Grace wished she had. Mrs. Barton, very pleased to meet you. Scarlett extended her hand, and without thinking about it, Grace shook it. She also noticed that Scarlett was making direct eye contact with her, which was quite unsettling. And nice to meet you, Grace said with a forced smile, which of course it wasn't. Grace stared at Scarlett. She was certainly beautiful. Her auburn hair seemed to glow in the morning sunlight, and as she looked at her emerald green eyes, she understood why Bob was smitten. Scarlett had become a sales pitch and was extolling the virtues of the view from Gibbet Hill across the sweeping Yorkshire countryside and the rugged construction of the cottage, but Grace wasn't listening. Shall we go inside, Scarlett, and lock the door and step back to let Grace go first? Number 1 rule in the estate agent's playbook, always let the client enter first. Grace could smell the dampness straight away. A half-hearted attempt had been made to make the place look homely, but some dried flowers and cheery paintings don't hide the neglect. It was grim. First impressions, Scarlett regretted saying the words as soon as she said them, because she knew the answer would not be a good one. Grace was shaking inside and her mind was in a fog. I need to sit down. I don't feel well. Scarlett pushed a chair out from under a small table by the window. I'll get you a glass of water. Scarlett appeared a little while later from the kitchen. I'm sorry that took a while. I had to run the tap to get clear water. Grace sipped the water and said, Please sit down, Scarlett. I'm afraid I got you here under false pretenses. I'm sorry? Are you not interested in buying the cottage? Good God, no, it's a dump. Sorry, I don't understand. Then let me explain. My name isn't Mrs. Barton, it's Mrs. Thatcher. Bob, your boss, is my husband. Scarlett looked across at the cottage door, then at the table. Please sit down. I don't understand. What's going on? "Oh, I think you understand very well," she said. "You are having an affair with my husband." Although she was still confused, Scarlett couldn't help laughing. "It's not a laughing matter, and don't bother denying it." "I will deny it. I wouldn't touch Bob with a 10-foot barge pole. He's a creep. Sorry, I know he's your husband, but he's horrible. Why would you possibly think I'm having an affair with him?" "I don't think. I know because he told me." "Oh, well, then he's a liar." "Why would he say such a thing?" "I have absolutely no idea, but he's definitely not my type." "But he talks about you in his sleep. You're a liar. Bob's a good man, and you little harlot, have led him on." Every woman in the office knows not to be alone near Bob and his wandering hands. If I didn't need this job, I would have left ages ago. I don't love him, and you can have him. Look, Grace, I don't know what else I can say to convince you, but there's a good reason why I'm not interested in Bob or any other man. I'm married to a lovely teacher called Susan, and have been for the last 3 years. Bob knows that, but it doesn't seem to stop him trying it on. Scarlett opened her handbag, took out a photo. "This is Susan, and this is us on our wedding day. Now, do you believe me?" Grace looked down at the photo, then back at Scott. "It's you. I don't understand." "It's simple. Bob's gaslighting you. If you want my advice, you need to dump him. You deserve better." Grace stared silently at the wedding photograph, tears welling in her eyes. The cottage's damp walls seemed to close in around her. I don't know what to say. He told me you were obsessed with him, that you're trying to break us up." "Ha!" Scarlett shook her head. "Classic manipulation. He's probably using me as a cover for somebody else." Grace's phone buzzed with a text. "How's the viewing going? Did she take the bait?" She showed it to Scarlett, whose eyes widened. "What does he mean by that?" "Last night, I found messages on his phone. When I confronted him, he claimed you were pursuing him, that you'd become unstable. He suggested I meet with you to see for yourself. He said you'd try to convince me that he was the problem." Scarlett laughed bitterly. "And here I thought I was just doing my job." "I should have known better," Grace said, wiping her eyes. "The late nights, the excuses. I wanted to believe him, but seeing that text now, this was never about you, was it?" "I'm sorry," Scarlett said gently. "Don't be." Grace stood up straighter. "I need this wake-up call." As they walked outside in the Yorkshire sunshine, Grace paused by the cottage gate. "You know, I've always loved this view from Gibbet Hill. Maybe I should be the one to buy this place after all." Scarlett raised an eyebrow. "It needs a lot of work." "So did my marriage," Grace replied with newfound determination. "But unlike this cottage has potential." 3 months later, as autumn painted the hills gold, Scarlett pulled up to the cottage again. The transformation was remarkable. Fresh paint, new windows, and a garden that was coming to life. Grace waved from the doorway, a tool belt around her waist, and divorce papers filed. "Welcome to my new beginning," she said as Scarlett and Susan stepped inside for tea. Thank you for listening to Telling Tales. If you enjoyed the story, please share with your friends. If there are any questions, then there's an email link on the front page. See you next time.